drinks are on my mind. The decision sets in. One love will churn your skin. The lover's right. Let them have their time. And I have this notion, let's keep these wheels in motion. In motion. You thought I did not know. Did you think I would let it go? Oh no. And in time, yes, I'll think it's absurd. But until then, you'll leave your words. But lay on. Lay on. Now it's time to defend your lies. Lies you've been feeding me all this time. And will you reoffend? Oh darling, you say that you are innocent, but your words, they seem irrelevant, but still play on. Now it's time to defend your lies. Lies you've been feeding me all this time. And will you reoffend? Oh darling, oh you have reached your lover's end. No more will we make pretend like we something to fight for. Oh. We had nothing to fight for. wanted was love, but that was never enough. No, never enough. 'Cause you were chasing your dreams, now you can't redeem yourself. 'Cause you were chasing your dreams, redeem yourself. Disregarding your name, your smell is all that remains. They say you're an SLUT, but that doesn't sit well with me. It doesn't sit well with me. I remembered what you'd say. We're all looking to be alone. And somehow, someday, we'll find what we're looking for. Till then, you'll still be a boy. Don't tell me who I have become. Don't tell me who I have become. I remember what you'd say. We're all looking to be alone. And somehow, someday, we'll find what we're looking for. Until then, we'll all be yours. We'll all be yours. We'll all be yours.
Good evening, race fans. Yes, you do not adjust your sets. It is me, UrbanPyrate, with Black Flag Racing TV, and something very, very special for you this evening. It is a one-off event for full throttle racing. DTM for Christmas. It's the 190E, the phenomenal Mercedes 190E from 1991, goes head-to-head with the BMW, the 1989 BMW M3. Two different tracks, two very different tracks this evening. First up is is the awesome Red Bull Ring, or the A1 Ring, or the Ostola Ring, depending on how old you are. 9 laps of racing around that fast, frantic circuit, following a 10-minute qualifying session. Then we go off to the green hell itself, the Nordschleife 24-hour circuit. It is going to be a fabulous couple of races. We're not obviously doing 24 hours at Nordschleife. That would be utterly ridiculous. But we've got 12 drivers this evening. We'll go through them. I'm assuming 6 and 6, 6 in the M3, 6 in the 190E. So here we go. Shall we? There you go. I didn't do the lobby thing properly. It's broken. Little Christmas hat on the Black Flag logo there. You got Spa in between the two, of course. Yes, I forgot about that. They've got Spa as well, which will be in between those two races. So, 3 fantastic races. I should have. To be fair, they did. Did they tell me that? I probably didn't pay attention. Anyway, shall we talk about the cars? Well, let's dive in very quickly, shall we? Because qualifying is going to start pretty soon. It's 2 minutes till kickoff. So essentially, you've got the 190E Evolution 2 from 1991, very popular DTM car of its time, and the BMW M3 from 1989. It's the Sport Evolution model, which is again another awesome racing car from that period. They've all got quite classic liveries on, so we'll see who's sporting what very shortly. So we've got Panos in the lobby. You may remember him as God's Gift John. He's raced with us a few times. Original John T. We've got SCLD, E. Graham. We've got Groot. We've got Adam. We've got Groot, not to be confused with Star Groot, which races for Black Flag. A different Groot completely. Adam is there. Evil Dragon. Liam at Thurso, otherwise known as Liam. ST Dash, Creed, Gaz Monkey, and my old friend, who you'll remember from many F1 races, Mr. Riley himself, who's recently had a new baby this year, so a big year for him. Now they do have to run different combos. If someone is going in reverse at the moment, it could just be me. No, it isn't my side. Someone is actually driving in reverse. Bear with me 1 second. Sorry, guys. So my daughter was wandering around looking for a bottle opener. You would have thought that we would have bottle openers all over the house, but we don't actually. We have one on my keyring. So my keys no longer are used as keys. They're used as a bottle opener, essentially. I probably should purchase one at some stage over the next few days. Maybe I will. Maybe I won't. She can't find them. Hang on 1 sec. Kids, eh? Kids are idiots. Don't do it, man. Don't do it. Wonders E-Racing, how you doing? Welcome to Black Flag Racing TV. For those of you waiting on Alphas, the final round of the GT Alphas GT3 World Championship culminates here tomorrow from 7:45. We will be crowning ourselves our first ever GT3 World Champion. Will it be Bonnie Val currently in the lead, or will Stormfly be able to find he's going to need to beat. He's going to need to beat Bolivar in both races and by some amount. Woolley for the Pro-Am, looking really, really strong as well. So do join us tomorrow from 8 p.m. for that. But without further ado, I think we can jump into qualifying. It's a shame. It's a shame it is full, buddy. It is a shame. Good-looking racing, though. Good-looking racing from everyone, I think. So, qualify is about to begin. So, let's go in and have it. You've got to bear with me. It's been a while since I've broadcast. I forgot what all the buttons do. There we go. Get all the information up. Still surprised they haven't done something to ensure that goes right. Nobody has started out just yet. Very annoying that something is already broken. Let's see if I can fix it. It's not that. Very strange. I'll try and fix it later. That's not broken. The life race timing is broken for some odd reason. Can't tell you why that is. There we go, fixed it. Fixed it, see? I'm on it. Right, nobody has yet gone out. But we'll have a look at the cars once they do get out on track. Everyone kind of hovering in the pits for some strange reason. Nobody jumping out and putting a time on the board. Very strange, actually. You can see that the majority are running the soft compound tyre, with a few currently on mediums. I don't know if they're going to be setting their qualifying time on mediums. Host has ended the game. It looks like there was a crash on the lobby. It's not the first time, and it certainly won't be the last. I'll tell you what we could do in the meantime. This is happening tomorrow. That is the, of course, GT Alpha's GT3 World Championship, which is live here from 7:45 tomorrow. Following the races, we've got 2 lobbies running tomorrow, but following the races, we will have probably 10 people in the interview. We'll interview the top 3 from each class and the top reserves driver as well. It's looking like the championships are pretty much sewn up though, but we'll see what happens tomorrow. I think there's still a few upsets in the wind. The lobby has been remade, everyone jumping in, and we will try and get qualifying underway. Technical issues galore. You can do that. There was supposed to be an update this week for a new car, but no one's seen the update yet. So maybe there was a problem, and that's why they haven't done it. Or maybe they've noticed this lobby issue that seems to creep in every now and again. But it's good to see after my break away that nothing much has changed, and we have to kind of fill in gaps with me waffling on, of course. Into the new year, we've got loads of new stuff going to be coming up on Black Flag Racing TV. More will be revealed once we get into the new year. But this and we've got probably 3 more broadcasts before the end of 2023, and then we move into 2024 with some exciting stuff happening. So I think everyone's in, and I think they're all checked in ready. So we'll see what occurs this time, if it works at all. Just wait for one more driver to tick in, and then we can get going. Looking forward to this, actually. At times, Red Bull Ring can be quite a boring circuit. We'll talk about Red Bull Ring, actually. Shall we talk a little bit about this circuit coming up? Let's get rid of that, and let's go back to this screen for now. Okay, qualifying is about to begin now. It would, wouldn't it, just as I switch over? But we'll have a little chat about Red Bull Ring in a sec, and then we'll have a little chat about the cars as well, shall we? Well, hopefully this time everything works perfectly. Right, there are some cars coming out. Good, awesome. I've got to remember I've got a keyboard, and I'm not afraid to use it. There we go, the timer is up. Awesome. Okay, so what do we know about the Red Bull Ring? Well, we know that it is a Formula 1 Tier 1 circuit. It is located in Spielberg in the Styrian Mountains in Austria, and what a racetrack it is. Originally opened in the 1960s as the Osterreichring, and then it was shortened, rebuilt and renamed the A1 Ring for many years until Red Bull brought it back out of retirement. It's 4.3 kilometres, 2.6 miles, officially 10 turns, although as you well know, I don't class it as a turn if you can do it flat out. It's not a turn, it's just a wobbly straight bit. So we'll go on board for a hot lap. We'll go through the hot lap as he's out first. He gets the hot lap privilege with Creed. So key part of the circuit here, as these corners are flat, I don't count these. It's actually 7 turns really, with 3 of them flat out. So this is where you start to set up your lap. You've got this right-hander here. You can take that corner nice and early. Don't go wide. The track reset was absolutely brutal. Happened to me many times. Out of the final corner, you want to get on that gas nice and early, heading up the hill, sticking to that left hand side. You can use a lot of this road here on the left as you get into your braking zone. Get it turned in, mind that little sausage on the inside, it will unsettle your car. Then you're powering round up towards what is essentially turn 2. They class this as turn 2, but it's not. It's only turn 2 if you're on the Indy circuit and you flick off to the right hand side there. Up the hill you go. You're looking for that 100 metre board. That's when you get on the brakes nice and hard. Down into first gear. Get that rotation. Get the car turned, and then back again on the power as you head down towards the slowest part of this very, very quick circuit in the Styrian hills of Austria. Left hand side you're looking again for that 100 metre board before you brake down into second gear, or he's going first gear to get the rotation, to the right hand side before you power on through. Get that wrong and you are all gravelly. down to the right hand side here. Little double brake down in the gears, just get it flicked round before you back on the power and on the gearing up to third, up to fourth. He's not going up to fourth. Little double brake again just to get that rotation to that left-hander before you power your way through towards the end of the lap. Final corner, again looking for that 100-metre board or just after, close to the 50-metre board actually at these kinds of speeds before you flick it round. If you're pitting, you go off to the right-hand side. If you're not, you go on to complete another lap here at the Red Bull Ring. I'm looking at 130, I think 135 mid to 136, and he's there 136.4. Is going to be the sort of qualifying time you should expect to see. Right, shall we have a little looky-see at all the cars and the liveries? So, currently on pole, it's SCLD. He's in the FINA BMW, looking very 1980s. The original John, he's in that Yakko Mercedes 190E, using a lot of the road there. He's currently sitting on that front row, just 1/100th of a second. I was going to say 1,000. It's not 3/100th of a second behind SCLD. Now, I would expect to see the 190E to be stronger here because it is such a straight line circuit, but we will see. Another BMW there, that is the Taipan BMW with Liam at the wheel. Groot in the 190E Sonax. E. Graham and Mr. Graham in that FINA. We've seen him, of course, and then we've got ST Dash. He's in the Tic Tac BMW. Keeps your breath minty fresh and drives you quickly. Adam in the Diebels Decra BMW. I love that green colour, it's beautiful. Creed in the Karcher. Was Karcher around in the 1980s? I don't even know if it was. He's in that Karcher Mercedes-Benz. Riley in the Wintershall Warsteiner liveried BMW. The Evil Dragon. Love a bit of Marlboro. Some fag advertising. Love it. The fag advertising BMW. Jay is in the Jägermeister. Bright orange Jägermeister. Jägermeister. BMW. Gaz Monkey, again sporting the cigarette livery of Camel. He's also in the Mercedes-Benz. And Panos Gorgiv John in the Mercedes-Benz with the Berlin 2000 Olympic logo on the side of his car. I think that's everyone, isn't it? I think we've covered everyone. We have indeed, all 13 runners. So let's talk about the BMW first, shall we? I think everyone's pretty much finished. SCLD looking like he has set the quickest time. 1:35.3. I think it's going to be mid-35s. That's a pretty darn good time. The split between him and Gaz Monkey. Gaz Monkey couldn't do better than a 46.3. Really struggled with that car. 40.7 for Jay. 37.5 for Evil Dragon. Riley with a 37.5. Also, Creed with 36.4. Adam is 8th on the grid. That's a 36.4 for him also. And ST Dash with a 36.4. Very, very close between those. Nothing separating the midfield runners there. Then we go up to row 3. It's Graham in 6th position with a 36.2. And Groot just ahead of him with a 36.1 in 5th. Row 2 is Panos with a 35.8. Liam with a 35.7. The original John with a 35.3. And your pole sitter with a 1:35.326 is SCLD. Looking to hopefully win from pole. It's going to be a really, really tricky drive for everybody. So that's everyone done and dusted. I thought it was going to be a 10-minute qualifying session, but clearly not. I think everyone, no one's on a hot lap anymore, are they? No one is on a hot lap. There we go. Done and dusted. Back to the lobby we go. So there we go. There we have it. M3. I did notice actually that there is one driver, Adam, driving a different M3. You can see it right there. Everyone else in the Sport Evolution 89, he's in the standard M3 89. I don't know what the difference is between those two cars actually. I don't even know if I've got the M3 89 or just the Evolution one. but we will be ready to go very quickly. They must use the medium tyres at some point during the race, whether they use them fully or whether they go for something else. So let's have a look at the settings. So weather-wise, it's going to rain towards the end of the race, light drizzle. Are they going to be able to stay out on the slicks, or will they need to change out for some intermediate tyres? Variable time at times 8. The fuel and tyres, the tyres are going to wear at times 2. No fuel consumption here, so not going to have to worry about a fuel stop. Tuning is obviously on. All the settings are on. Slipstream is real, mechanical damage none. So we shouldn't see them crashing too much anyway. It's a pretty open circuit. They must use, as I said, the medium compound tyres. Soft tyres are available to them, and I'm assuming as well that there will be some wet tyres available at some stage. Although it doesn't say so maybe they're going to have to stay on slicks when the rain does come. Flag rules are on. Everything else is off, other than the correct vehicle after wall collision on. I don't know why we've got that on. I should turn that off really. No limit on any of the driving options. So there we have it. That is the 13 drivers, all 12 drivers, all checked in and all ready to go. Just waiting for the race to begin, which it is about to do. So here we go. We'll see if your pole sitter SCLD is able to maintain that first place and win from pole. And it's not a good start. It's a rolling start for these guys. Here we go. And rolling starts. I used to be a bigger fan of grid start, but I'm starting to be quite fond of the rolling start, because I think it means there are less turn 1 incidents for the most part with a rolling start, because the cars are spread out a little bit. And here we go for the first of 9 laps here at the Red Bull Ring, and into turn 1 we go. No problems by the looks of things. Let's have a look down the order. Everyone seems to be alive and on track. Everyone seems to be everyone's alive. So SCLD leads the way. He's being chased down by the original John, who's trying to find a way through nice and early. Wants to really crawl on the back of his enemy, shall we say, up ahead. This is the view from his car from the United States, the original John. You can already see there's already a bit of a gap forming to 7/10 of a second as we head into the end of sector 2. Round they go. Little bit of a tank slapper almost for SCLD as the back end tries to step out in these powerful rear wheel drive cars into this left sweeping left-hander, and we can see there that the gap's still around 7/10 of a second. Remember what all the buttons do. That's the one. That's the one we're looking for. Past that penalty line. Brutal penalty line. It's not as bad as, like I say, Spa, Interlagos, two of the worst in this in Gran Turismo. And straight into the pits goes the original John. Now I'm assuming he is going to get rid of. We'll have a look actually. Because we've got tyre and fuel data, and we can see there that he is on those medium compound tyres, getting rid of those early on, as is Evil Dragons. They've done just the 1 lap on those mediums. Everyone else seems to have started, other than Creed. Creed's on the softs. I think everybody else, other than SCLD starting on the mediums, but opting to stay out on those medium compound tyres. Also on the mediums there, that's ST Dash. He's up to 5th position in his BMW as it stands. The rest all on those soft compound tyres. They're going to have to at some stage jump into the pits. Jay also on the mediums and change out for those medium compounds. Now, do they have? The question really is: do they have to use both tyres, or can they just use the mediums? Is it a mandatory stop, or is it just mandatory use of medium tyres? That'll be interesting to find out. But the gap now it's just under a second from SLD to Groot. Those front two just starting to pull away now from the field. 1.3 seconds back to Liam, who's got Graham for company just behind him. Behind him, ST-2.1 seconds, and he's got a little bit of free air either side. He is not picking up any slipstream from the guys in front, but not giving any way to Adam, who's behind him in 6th place. He has Riley crawling all over the back of him. Aaron is all over the back of that BMW. It's a BMW Fest up there at the moment. Panos in the Mercedes-Benz, 2.2 seconds behind Aaron Riley, with Jay 2 seconds behind him, not to be confused with old man Jay, my number 2 at Black Flag. How you doing, buddy? Then they're currently chucking some Toyota 86s around. In goes Jay with those medium tyres to get rid. Creed in the Mercedes-Benz, running in 10th, 6.2 seconds back. Although that gap is going to close significantly as he takes be 8th place he'll take here, while those other cars are in the pits. Indeed he does. Original John, he's back out now on those soft compound tyres. He's now going to run to the end of this race, currently 25 seconds off the leader, 7.5 behind Creed. And Evil Dragon in 11th place, he'll come up to 10th. Zesty Dash is just coming out of the pits now. Is he going to maintain 10th position? He doesn't. He's just behind, but he's not going to have the momentum. He's on fresh tyres, so he's not going to have the warmth in those tyres just yet. So there is your current race leader. It is Groot. He's managed to get ahead of SCLD. He is on those soft compound tyres, of course, which is going to make it a little bit easy, because you just got that little, you can brake that little bit later, you can get on the power that little bit earlier, and it just makes a massive difference, particularly around these fast corners, with that extra grip you get from the soft, the compound. Of course, with great grip comes great degradation, but it is only 9 laps. It's not huge tyre wear, so they should last the distance, although of course some still have to run the medium compound tyre. So it is now Groot from your pole sitter, SCLD from Liam. That's your top 3, and they're starting, you can see there, the top 4 really starting to pull away and have their own little race out in front. 5 British drivers in the top 5, Greek driver in 6th, and just one. Yes, it's very Brit Fest, very Brit Fest this evening here at the Red Bull Ring. SCLD with a great little slipstream. Can he make a move now with this slip on Groot? He's taken a slightly different line. Groot getting very defensive on that inside line, but SCLD unable to make a count and get that BMW past the very powerful Mercedes-Benz 198. Shall we talk a little bit about these cars, because they are gorgeous racing cars. So we'll talk about the BMW first. This is the BMW. It's a naturally aspirated 2.3 litre inline 4 engine, 212 brake horsepower, with 170 pound-foot of torque, 5-speed gearbox, front engine car with a rear wheel drive, weighing in at just under 2,700 pounds or 1,200 kilos. In terms of balance, 50-50 drivetrain weight performance. Performance-wise, about 152 mile an hour is the top speed listed. I'm sure that with a bit of tweaking, you could probably improve on that. Quite a short car in relation to the Mercedes-Benz, of course, but it's 4,345 millimetres, 4.3 metres as SCLD into the pit in that BMW. Shall we move down? Let's have a look at the Mercedes-Benz. There's Panos in that Mercedes-Benz. It is the Mercedes-Benz 190E, and it's a 2.5 litre naturally aspirated inline 4, built in 1991, or first introduced in 1991. A lot of these knocking about in my childhood. 231 brake horsepower with 180 pounds of foot torque. Front engine again, rear wheel drive, of course, weighing in at a whopping 1,340 pounds, a little bit, 1,340 kilos, sorry, nearly 3,000 pounds. So, you know, a good 120 kilos heavier, 140 kilos heavier than the BMW. However, top speed of 155 miles an hour. It does have a better straight line speed than the BMW, but in terms of turning, I think the BMW just edges it for being able to get it round the bends that little bit quicker. So really good balance between these two cars. There you go. They're the two cars we are sporting this evening. Right, let's have a little look at how the field is looking after, what are we, lap 2.5. In the lead there is Groot. He has stayed out on those soft compound tyres. He will have to pit at some stage for the mediums, but he's now 1.6 seconds clear. He's got a little bit of breathing room behind to Liam in the that's the current lead BMW, with Graham behind him, all over the back of him, and really putting some pressure on the back of Liam. They're all running the soft compound tyres, those three out in front, as is Panos in the Mercedes-Benz. So it's two Mercedes, two BMWs in that top four, although the top three really are probably a gap away from the rest of the field. Panos in a bit of clear air, 4.7, 4.4 either side. Adam in the BMW, he's got Riley for company. BMW on BMW. They can see up ahead their target in the Greek driver Panos, but at the moment the battle is between these two for fifth position. There's Adam there in the D-Bells green BMW, and there Riley in the Warsteiner beer BMW. Really good run on him. Is he going to make a move here down into this right-hander? Gets down to the bottom, and he's just ahead, nosy. But Adam has the inside line. Riley has to back out and tuck in behind. He's going to go for the old switcheroo. He is. Riley goes for the switcheroo. Can he make it stick? He's going to have the outside line yet again. Is Adam going to be able to hold on? It does look like Adam is he's ensuring that when Aaron makes the move on, almost losing the back end there in his push to try and get past Adam. Adam's doing a really good job, actually. Although it looks like Aaron Riley behind him is a little bit quicker, and certainly getting benefit from the slipstream, Adam's doing a really good job positioning his car in quite a defensive way without losing too much pace. Fastest lap currently is faster than the qualifying lap. That's a 1:34.9 from the original John, who is currently running in 7th place and some 9 seconds back from this current battle for 5th place. Up the hill they go. Riley's not quite close enough to have a go into turn 1, so he's going to stay tucked in behind. Another run up the hill towards turn 2. Now track limits there. Was Adam well outside the track limits? I don't think the track limit penalties are on, so despite the fact he was creating a whole new line around this racetrack, I think he's going to get away with that. Into turn 2 we go, and Adam seems to now be holding Riley off as we head down the hill. This is the view from my helicopter chase cam. I'm actually working the drone behind. No, I'm not. I wish I were. How cool would that be if you can get a helicopter view? I think you can get a helicopter view in Scapes mode, but not in this mode. You can't. Up the inside again, he's having a little look. Adam going quite wide, using all the road on that exit, and we've got Riley trying to find a way around. Old switcheroo going in here. It looks like Adam has that Riley's got the edge in sector 1 and the beginning of sector 2, and then Adam in the second half of the racetrack just has the edge, so he's managing to stay ahead. Really good battle between these two. They're not the only drivers on the circuit though, so let's have a little look further back. John C, currently fastest man on the racetrack in that Mercedes-Benz, running 7.1 seconds. It's already closed. 2 seconds on Adam and Riley up ahead, just in that one lap. So they should be seeing, I was going to say they'll see him in the mirrors very soon, but they won't, because Riley diving into the pits, as is Panos. Adam staying out, so that he's going to breathe a sigh of relief that he hasn't got to drive quite so defensively for the next couple of laps. SCLD, our pole sitter, he has pit. He's back out in 6th position now. I think everybody bar, I think the front 3 still need to pit. So Groot still needs to go in. Liam and Graham. We're on lap 8 of 9 laps here, so they're going to have to do it at the end of this lap in order to run a full racing lap on the medium compound tyres. Now the gap to Adam, 12 seconds. The gap to original John, 6.5. I think we're going to find that those guys are going to drop some way down the order when the dust settles from the pit stops. Bringing up the rear, that's Jay, 1.9 seconds back from Creed. He's on those soft compound tyres, of course. Creed 13.4 behind Riley. Quite an ask to get himself into that top 10 from this stage. Riley 3.2 behind Panos. They both pit at the same time, but he's given him some work to do to catch him up. ST Dash 3.2 seconds up the road in 8th place. There he is. He's 2.1 behind Evil Dragon, who's 5.4 seconds behind SCLD. As in goes Groot, in goes Liam, in excuse me, in goes Graham. Top 3 all into the pits. Now Adam coming in as well, so top 4 into that. That's an awful pit entry there for Adam. That's going to cost him some time. So the original John rounds the final corner, starts lap 9, and will take the lead of this race on the final lap. Through he goes. What about SCLD? Where is he? He's gone through as well. Evil Dragon, he's going to come through. Currently into 3rd position. ST Dash. Is he going to cross the line as well? So where's Groot? Here comes Groot now. Groot coming out in 3rd. Liam out in 4th. Graham out in 5th. Evil Dragon just tucked 1.2 seconds behind those drivers. Now, he is on the soft compound tyres. They are used soft, but they are up to temperature. You've got Graham, Liam and Groot all on medium tyres. All on cold medium tyres. They could be vulnerable to an attack from Evil Dragon or even ST Dash back there in 6th and 7th. But it's brilliant news for Original John. He's 3.5 clear. Just a few corners left to go. He's coming into Sector 3 as we speak. In fact, he's in Sector 3 now, as is SCLD. They're looking at dominating this at the moment. 35.0 is the fastest lap for SCLD, which in the scheme of things, that's a pretty darn quick racing lap. 0.3 faster than qualifying. But Original John with a 34.9, 0.4 quicker than the qualifying lap that put SCLD on pole position. Round the penultimate corner goes that Mercedes-Benz with Original John from the United States. Land of the free! And across the line to take the win in the first of 3 races this evening. SCLD comes home in 2nd. Groot is going to come home in 3rd. Those guys behind couldn't catch them. Liam in 4th. 5th is Graham, but Evil Dragon really closed up at the end there to come home in 6th. ST Dash home in 7th. Panos home in 8th. Adam off the racetrack. Is he going to lose a position here to Creed? Spinning out through the last corner. He's got to get his car back on the track. He does rescue. It does stay in 9th place. Creed coming home in 10th. Couldn't capitalise on Adam absolutely binning it all over the place. Jay home in 11th. And Riley, it looks like Riley's had a problem, as he must have crashed his car at some stage, because he is now in 12th position and a plumb last. Across the line he comes. There we have it. 9 glorious laps here at the Red Bull Ring, and that was some goddamn good racing. But congratulations to the winner there. The official results look like this. The Original John from the United States in that Mercedes-Benz. Fastest lap for him and the win. SCLD comes home in 2nd. Groot in 3rd. And a lot of BMWs in that top 7. I thought the Mercedes would be the stronger car, but the BMW's coming pretty bloody strong. Liam in 4th, Graham in 5th, Evil Dragon it was 6th, SD Dash was 7th, Panos in 8th position, Adam in that M389 was 9th, Creed in 10th, Jay in 11th, and Aaron Riley in the M3 coming home in 12th position and 47 seconds back from the leader. Good start, very good start. I like it a lot. So next up is a little blast at Spa. I can't remember how lap, I'm sure they told me, but I can't remember how many laps it is. But looking forward to this. Spa is an awesome racetrack. I defy you to not love the Circuit de Spa-Francorchamps, which is coming up next, of course. Back in 1 minute. Right, so we have 7 laps here at Spa with a 5-minute qualifying session, and you're going to have to get it right early doors here, particularly if you're going to use the slipstream up the Kemmel Straight or around Blanchimont. You need to get your moves done early, because it can quite easily, if you lose the slipstream here, find yourself dropping back a little bit. We're going to be restarting back here in about 5 or so minutes, we'll say 7 minutes. So talk amongst yourselves, and we will be back very, very soon.
It's Friday night, and the drinks are on my mind. The decision sets in, one that will churn your skin. The lover's right, let them have their time. And I have this notion, let's keep these wheels in motion. In motion. And it's worse you thought I did not know. Did you think I would let it go? Oh no. And in time, yes, I think it's absurd. But until then, you'll leave your words. But lay on. Now it's time to defend your lies. Lies you've been feeding me all this time. And will you reoffend? Oh, darling. You say that you are innocent, but your words, they seem irrelevant, but still play on. Now it's time to defend your lies. Lies you've been feeding me all this time. And will you reoffend? Oh, darling. Oh, you have reached your lover's end. No more. Will we make pretend like we something to fight for? Oh. We had nothing to fight for.
I have returned. So here we are at Spa. Shall we have a look at the track settings? Let's do that, shall we? It's the 24-hour layout. The only fundamental difference between the 24-hour layout and the GP layout is the pit exit. Pit entrance is at the same place, directly opposite the bus stop chicane. But on the GP circuit, you exit literally straight after the source. But the 24-hour, the pit exit is much, much further up the Kemmel Straight. You've got quite a tricky, narrow path to lead as you come up to speed up the Kemmel Straight coming out of the pits. Can make it quite tricky to avoid a penalty for crossing that pit entry line. They're going to do 7 laps, again rolling start in the afternoon. There'll be some random rain. We were expecting some light rain at the end of the Red Bull Ring, but it didn't happen, which is good. But the weather at the end of this is random, so knowing what it's like at Stavelot in Belgium, it could very well rain. I don't know. We'll wait and see. 2 times tyre wear yet again, and no fuel consumption. Again, 2 compounds required, the medium and the soft. Now, the max power output for these is restricted to 300 brake horsepower, so they have been tuned up to be faster, but they're restricted to keeping it at 300 brake horsepower and keeping the weight above 1,100 kilograms. It'd be interesting to see what strategy people go for, whether we see again cars opting to start on the mediums, just do the 1 lap and then race to the end on the softs, or whether they go to the alternative strategy, which is swapping out the tyres later on. The grid's going to be set based on the previous results, which they'll be doing very, very shortly. But Spa, what can we tell you about Spa? We'll talk a bit more about the cars as well at some stage, go into a bit more detail. But Spa, 102 years old, I think Spa is. It's been around a while. Predominantly a multi-racing circuit for Grand Prix, of course. It's about 8 kilometres southeast of Spa itself in Spa-Francorchamps, Stavelot, Belgium, or Stavelot in Belgium. Originally, it was an incredibly long motor racing circuit, but 1979 it was modified from 14,000 kilometres down to 6.9 kilometres. Sorry, 40,000, 14 kilometres. Talking about 14 kilometres to 6.9 kilometres. It used to use public roads, but with safety concerns, they opted not to continue using those and just using the circuit as it is really. Again, I've got to do all this stuff, which is really annoying. Okay, so Original John on pole following his win. SCLD is behind him in second, Groot in third. Another rolling start for these guys. I want to sit back kind of midfield, so they're going to come through the source. They're going to head into the Eau Rouge and Radion at some pace, starting on this rolling start, and into Eau Rouge and Radion we go. It's looking good so far. No problems up front, no problems behind. You can see the spread of the field already. If we go down here, already 7.3 seconds. Interesting line through there for Riley. But this is where slipstream really does make an awesome difference and can really help you get up the hill. Original John gets it all kinds of wrong at the top of the Kemmel Straight and now allows SCLD probably the easiest overtake he's ever had to make at the top of that very, very long straight. So SCLD through, Groot goes through as well. Original John losing out. He's under some pressure now from Leon Thurso, Evil Dragon and E. Graham. All very, look at that, there's a massive battle going on there. 7th, all challenging for that for the top 3 at the moment. No one really able to pull away. Oh, there's a big tank stopper there. Who was that? I think that was Adam. Can we get a replay of what happened to Adam there? We'll have a little look here. We can see there, it looks like, I don't know whether he got clipped. Doesn't look like he did. No, he didn't. He didn't get clipped. But yeah, he went. He did go a little bit wobbly. So SCLD in the lead of this race. He's just starting now to do what he did at the Red Bull Ring and just start to open up a little bit of a gap. 1.1 seconds. Groot taking a very interesting line. I don't know how he managed to go quite so far away. We'll have a little look at Groot here and see what happened to him. So you can see he's into Blanchimont, but he just seems to go straight on instead of making that turn. And luckily for him, the track limits are not being enforced, so he's got away with that one. But into the pits, it looks like everybody's going in. SLD stays out, but John, Liam, Groot, Evil Dragon, all into the pits. Riley in, Jay coming in, Panos coming in, all to get rid of those medium tyres nice and early. Everyone else staying out, of course. We'll bring up the tyre data so you can see there. So softs for SCLD Dash, I can call him Stash then. Graham, Adam and Creed, and there is Creed making a move on Adam into Radio Eau Rouge, but can't get the job done. Adam taking a incredibly interesting line through there. That's the pit exit right there. You can see it there. We'll wait until someone gets out, but we'll do it on board. We'll do it on board with SCLD when he finishes this lap. There, Graham making a little move up into second after using that slipstream up the Kemmel straight to get himself into second position. ST Dash now tucked in behind him. Two BMWs battling it out. The Tic Tac, of course, and the Fina liveried cars. He's going to have to stay stuck in there behind until they go round. Got Pouillon, mate. Might be an opportunity. He doesn't want the back end of that car to step out, does Dash. He'll want to try and stick with Graham for as long as possible. The problem, of course, is while these guys are battling it out, it allows SC up in the lead to just start opening the gap. 4.4 seconds now. He's extended his lead to out in front here on lap 2 at Spa. And Graham not being able to pull away from Dash at the moment. Into the bus stop chicane they go. Well, they will be soon. I know what I'm talking about. Wrong part of the racetrack. They're not quite there yet. I was looking at the wrong map, you see. That's what happens when you're doing two things at once. Here we go. They're into Blanchimont. This is going to be a chance for Dash now to get tucked right in behind. He's half a second back. He's getting a bit of slipstream, but he's not quite close enough to make a move into that bus stop chicane. And it's a really, really tricky. What's the word I'm looking for? Tricky corner. Here we go. So bus stop chicane. This sets you up for your lap. You want to get a good exit. Use all that road as you head down towards turn 1. La Source. Drifting the car over to that left hand side with a 227.7 on the board for SC. Getting changed down into first gear. Clip them nice and close to that wall. Probably a little bit too close for comfort there. And using all the road on the exit. And you want to hug this pit wall as you head up to Radio Eau Rouge. Nice and tight to the wall before you're looking at your flick point. You flick the car to that left hand side. Flick it to the right hand side. And keep your foot fully planted to the floor. And up the Kemmel Straight you go. No one even close to him. You can power your way right up to the top of the Kemmel Straight here without worrying too much when you've got this kind of gap. Up to the top, onto the brakes at the 100 metre board and get it flick round to that right hand side and then clip the curb on the left and keep the car momentum as much as possible. Powering through a little lift there for that right hander, but you can pretty much power on through. Down to first gear again here. He's going to go around in second. Hugging that inside line. It seems to the age you're hugging the inside line there, going around that hairpin before you again lifting off for the left-hander and the head down towards Pouillon, which is an incredibly quick sweeping left-hander. 50 metre board. You're just going to drop down into third gear and lift a little bit to get the car turned before you use all of that road to power around this left-hander. Hoping your rear tyres hold on as you ask a lot of them to keep you gripped to the racetrack all the way around there. You've got this little left-right combo which takes you down to there's sort of two right-handers. You've got this big right-hander that's so important, because from here you're on that power past that little house on the left-hand side, and you are fully on the power now all the way down to the end of the lap. That's your really brutal penalty line. Won't see anyone falling foul of that today. Here, flat out, this left-hander, apart from when it's wet, it's probably the only time this is not flat out. Staying on the road as much as possible, heading down to the bus stop chicane. Different ways of taking this. I like to kind of come into it diagonally, so hug the right hand side but actually brake diagonally towards the outside. It means you have to turn a little bit more, but it gives you a bit more braking room, so you can leave it a little bit later, as he puts in another fastest lap of the race in the lead there, now 6 seconds clear. Is he going to be able to build a big enough gap to give himself a free pit stop? At the moment, it's him, Graham, Dash, they still need to pit, Adam still needs to pit, Creed, I think he still needs to pit as well. So that's your top 5. Wrong button, and there we go. So there we go, there's your leader. E. Graham. All over the back of him though is Dash. These two BMWs absolutely duking it out here for supremacy in that top 3. It's so difficult. They're going to really struggle to keep up with SC. His pace has been absolutely phenomenal. Dash looking up the inside at the top of the Kemmel Straight. Graham with the inside line there. Can Dash hold on though? He does. He takes second position as they head down towards the hairpin. This is going to be who is bravest on the brakes. They're side by side into the hairpin. Dash just holding on. But Graham's not giving up that position easily. He is intending on sticking with him every step of the way. But all change out there as SC out in the lead has extended that lead to 6.5 seconds. This is the view from Graham's car, and you can see that he's tucked in nicely behind Dash, and he's going to have a really good opportunity when they get to Blanchimont. If you can stick with him this closely into Blanchimont, he could find himself getting to the bus stop chicane with an opportunity to just be a little bit braver on the brakes, or he could get the move done beforehand. He's so close. He's having to actually hold back a little bit because he's so close to the back of Dash. He doesn't want to be ploughing him into a wall, certainly not just before Christmas. Here we go. So he's not tucked in neither. He is now. He's tucked in just behind him now, and using that slipstream to help him with a few extra miles per hour as they head down. Flick it to this left hand side. He's gaining ever so slowly, gaining. This is where we see who's got the big, massive jangly car owners under braking into the bus stop chicane. What a move that is by Graham. That is bravery personified. That is massive, big brass balls to be making an overtake there. It does, of course, now leave himself vulnerable to the slipstream from Dash, though, heading up towards the Kemmel Straight now. Into the source they go. Graham needs a much better exit than his counterpart to make it stick. Losing the back end, almost stepping away from him, doing a really good job of holding on to it. Dash now nice and close to the back of Graham. Can they get through here? Can he get through here with the dirty air without losing control of the car? That's so dangerous, so easy just to find those front wheels not gripping on the way through as you want to flick from left to right and back to left again. And he's got a great run up the hill. Graham tried desperately to stop him, but the slipstreams are so strong. Graham taking that inside line into the braking zone they go. Again, they're side by side under braking. Dash gets the job done, regains second. What a battle between these two, absolutely duking it out every single opportunity. Let's have a quick look down the field before we see these two go at it again. Adams running there in 4th position. He's 3.2 seconds behind that battle, but comfortably 12 seconds clear of Creed running in 5th position. He has got a massive gap, 33 seconds back to the original John. Of course, these guys all at the back have all used their medium compound tyres, so don't have to pit again. The original John has just set a 2:27.0 fastest lap, so he could be there or thereabouts for pole position when we head to the green hell. 9.3 seconds the gap to Evil Dragon in his Marlboro BMW. He's got 4.6 second to Liam, who's not picking up any slipstream. Neither is Groot in 9th. Panos is, I was going to say, he's getting a run on Groot, but he'd already got that run done. He's made that move and got it done before in the braking zone, which is always good. Riley's in there as well. Riley getting involved. He got past Groot as well, using that slipstream he had on Panos to help him pull him along and pull him past. So Groot losing a couple of positions now, down to 11th. And Jay is adrift, 23 seconds adrift in the in 12th position. Dash still ahead of Graham, but Graham's got a good little run on him now. Is he going to do the same thing that Dash did to him? He's going to have that beautiful slipstream heading up the hill again. Adam is closing that gap a little bit, 4.6 seconds. You can see the battle up ahead. I mean, we can watch the battle from Adam's car. You can see there. That's the battle that's shooting ahead of him. I can't see it that well, but this is the one we want to watch. So here we go. Graham wants to get a bit closer. He's half a second back. He ideally wants to be right tucked in, sort of 3/10 of a second up behind Dash as they head out of Eau Rouge and Radion, and through they go, clipping those curbs nicely. The back end of that BMW desperately trying to step out and kill you, but controlling it very well. And here we go. You can see just how strong the slipstream is here. Closing on to Dash. What's Dash going to do? Is he going to maintain the outside line? He is. He's going to let Graham take that inside line. Graham gets the move done into the braking zone. Can he make it stick? He does make it stick, although Dash with the inside line there back at him. Side by side, the wheels touch, and Graham just holds on. And there we go. That's another overtake done by these two. Great battling for the pair of these. You would have thought this was a battle for the lead, the way these guys are going at it. But second place now to Graham. We're on lap 6 of 7 here at the beautiful, beautiful Spa racetrack in Stavelot, Belgium. So only a couple more opportunities really with that slipstream for these guys to make an overtake. And bear in mind, they do still need to pit for medium compound tyres, and that is a very interesting line that Dash is taking there. He's lost a load of time, absolute buckets of time to Graham going out wide there. He did manage to hold on to the car, but it's given Graham a bit of breathing room, so this battle no longer quite as raging as it was. SC is 9.4 seconds clear now in the lead of this race, and it doesn't look like, although he doesn't have the fastest lap, when he's not far off it, 27.061 to John's 27.034, but he does have to pit. Now we're thinking about he's going to have to do it at the end of this lap as well, so we'll see him come round this bus stop chicane. He'll go straight on and into the pits. We'll show you just how long the pit line is actually when he comes out. Graham will come in, Dash will come in as well. 2.6 seconds. The Dash losing loads more time now to Graham with that eternal push to try and catch him. Adam will come through as well. Now we'll see where Original John fares. Has that 9-second gap that SC pulled out in the lead, has that given him a little bit of a cushion? Into Blanchimont comes at the Original John. It was 54 seconds was the gap to the leader. I'm not sure he's going to be close enough to do anything, but he's certainly going to be a lot closer when SC comes out. So SC's still not in the pit box yet. Original John just coming down to the bus stop chicane now. This could be really, really close. Now remember, the pit exit is not the other side of the source. It's way halfway up the Kemmel Straight. So it's going to be some time before John knows truly if he's got past SC. He's gone past the pit boxes now. SC's in the pits. Still on the jacks. Right, he's off the jacks. Now there's Original John. He's coming into La Source. SC is starting to head up the hill. It's going to be agonising for him. He's 37 miles an hour, not 40 miles an hour. Now he starts to power down, and he's got this narrow path all the way up here before he can enter the racetrack. He clips the wall. That's going to give Original John a little bit of impetus. He's not going to come out ahead of him. He does come out ahead of him. Clipping that wall has given Original John that little bit extra. And because he's at full whack coming up the hill as well, SC can do nothing but watch John disappear. He's got essentially this lap to try and close that gap. So Original John his strategy playing out yet again to give him the lead over SC. Must be so frustrating for SC. He puts himself on pole at the Red Bull Ring and finds Original John stealing that first place from him. And it's happened again. He built himself a 9.4 second gap out in the lead, only for Original John to swoop in at the last lap and steal the glory for himself. Dash and Graham, that battle's over. 2.5 seconds now the gap. And actually Dash might still have a battle from Evil Dragon, because him and Adam are going at it. If they can close up on the back of Dash before the end of this lap, we could see another little battle going on. But that is Adam trying on the back of Evil Dragon to find a way through. It's going to be Blanchimont, really, isn't it? That's going to be the only opportunity now. He goes wide. That gives Evil Dragon the breather he needs. Back end stepping out on the D-Balls BMW. That battle is over. So, what about Evil Dragon on Dash now? Because he is very, very close to the back of him. Bear in mind, Dash is on those medium compound tyres. Back end stepping out. Evil Dragon makes the move. He's got those much grippier soft tyres on. He's on the outside. Oh, I don't know about that. That looked a little bit touchy-feely there for my liking. He's going to get another run at him, though. Bearing in mind the Dash is on those medium compound tyres. So here we go. It's going to be into the bus stop chicane that makes all the difference. As we see John into the bus stop chicane now. He's going to take another well-deserved win away from SC. And he opened up the gap to 4.2 seconds. Across the line comes Original John for another win. That's 2 from 2 for him. 2 second positions for SC. Across the line in second. Graham is coming across the line in third. But Evil Dragon has made that move on Dash. And here he comes. Look at his Adam. Dash, Evil Dragon. Almost side by side. Dragged down to the line. Evil Dragon from Dash from Adam. Down to 6th position. Panos coming home comfortably by himself in 7th in that Mercedes-Benz. Another little battle behind. Is this going to kick off at any time soon? Liam goes through as Riley makes a mistake. Groot through. He's ahead of Riley. Riley gets a little bit out of shape coming out of the bus stop chicane. Cost him there. Creed comes home in 11th. Jay 28 seconds back in the Jägermeister. Has he been drinking the Jägermeister? He may well have been. He comes round. I don't know what am I taking a piss? I would literally be plumb last. If I was racing, he'd be ahead of me. I'm usually behind Jay when I'm racing anyway. Not this Jay, a different Jay. But I'm always behind a J of some sort. There we go, across the line for 12th place. But another great result for Original John. Just biding his time and taking it on the last lap in the pits yet again. Ding dang do. How about that? There we have it. So there's your official results again at the Original John for the United States, flying the flag for the land of the free and the home of the brave. Play ball. SCLD again in second place. Graham in third. Evil Dragon snicking it from Dash to take 4th place. Dash ahead of Adam, just ahead of Adam for 5th. 6th for Adam, of course. Panos, the only Greek driver, in 7th. Liam getting 8th position. Groot ahead of Riley, 9th and 10th. Creed in 11th. And Jay in that M3 Sport Evo, 12th position. There we go. Another race done. How about that then? So, one more race to go. Of course, the grid's going to be set by what happened there, and it will be at the green hell that is Nordschleife. You've got to love a bit of Nordschleife. 3 laps around there. It's a tricky circuit. Anything can go wrong at the Nürburgring. And we're doing the, I think it's the 24-hour circuit we're doing, if I'm not mistaken. That's the endurance circuit. It's the endurance racing circuit, which is the longer one, I think, isn't it? At Nordschleife. Where's the endurance circuit? I've got the stats somewhere for the endurance circuit, if I can find it. Yes, the endurance circuit is the it's 25 kilometres, 15.7 miles, 170 corners. If you can memorise all 170 of those corners and get it right, then you're a better man than me. I'm going to be brutally honest, not a fan of the of Nordschleife or Nürburgring I don't mind the GP circuit, but I'm not a fan. It's too long and complicated, far too complicated. But a lot of people enjoy it. It is again another of the really old racetracks. First built in, when was it built? It was ages ago, 1910 or something like that. Really early turn of the 19th century, the 1900s. I think it was kind of 1925, sort of prior to the Second World War, before it became a proper circuit, and then in the 40s, after the Second World War, racing resumed there, and the Green Hell became the main venue for the German Grand Prix, and it pretty much has held Grand Prix for a lot of its life. But of course, you've got the Nürburgring 24-hour, one of the most famous races, which is held there. Absolutely awesome race. There we go. So we're starting again in about 6 minutes time. I will be back shortly.
It's Friday night, and the drinks are on my mind. The decision sets in, one that will churn your skin. The love is right, let them have their time. And I have this notion, let's keep these wheels in motion. In motion. And it's worse you for what I did not know. Did you think I would let it go? Oh no. And in time, yes, I'll think it's absurd, but until then you'll leave your words. Play on, play on. Now it's time to defend your lies, lies you've been feeding me all this time. And will you reoffend? Oh darling, you say that you are innocent, but your words, they seem irrelevant, but still play on. Now it's time to defend your lies, lies you've been feeding me all this time. And will you reoffend? Oh darling, have you reached your lover's end? No more. Will we make pretend like we something to fight for? Oh.
I have returned. How we doing? Been good so far, isn't it? Shall we talk a bit more about these two iconic cars, BMW and this Mercedes-Benz, before we start here at Nürburgring? So, the Mercedes-Benz 190E. It was in the 1980s that Mercedes-Benz decided to return to racing. They had quite an absence from motorsports prior to that. The first car they developed was the 190E 2.3, this car's predecessor. It was a 2.3 inline 4 that they already had in production. And it was developed and tuned by Cosworth, the engine. And everyone knows that Cosworth doesn't build a shit engine. It was 182 horsepower and 167 foot-pound of torque. It began racing in the DTM in the late 80s, and by 1988 it evolved into this, giving it a much larger displacement in the hopes of defeating the BMW M3, which we'll talk about in a minute. It could now go 197 horsepower, and this entered limited. This particular car, the DTM model known as the 190E 2.5 16 Evolution, entered limited production in 1989. A year later they released Evolution 2, and it looked like a potent machine. Big bulging fenders and all four corners to accommodate the very wide tyres. Only 500 of these were ever produced for the road, and experienced a hell of a lot of success in 1992 in the DTM races. BMW, let's find a BMW out on track. There we go. That is the BMW M3. This is the car that the Mercedes-Benz was developed to beat. And the first M3 appeared in 1985. It was a road car developed by BMW M based on the E33 series. And it was a base car for participation in touring car racing. Based on the two-door sedan, the tread width was widened, the fenders flared to match, and the front and rear spoilers as well as side skirts. Even the angle of the C-pillar and rear windows was revised, with the rear boot changed to a high deck style. This improved the value of the car and the looks of the car as well. The engine was a 2.3 DLHC inline 4-cylinder with 192 horsepower. The race spec model of this car, introduced in 1987, and in the DTM it dominated by winning 5 out of 10 races. Gained a lot of fame in motorsport around the world, and then further advancements were made to the car. The M3 Evolution was released with even further improvements in this particular car here, and to a 207 brake horsepower engine. In 1988 the engine was improved further, and again in 1989 they released this, the M3 Sport Evolution 2.5 litres. It produced 234 brake horsepower, and they put dedicated front and rear spoilers. It was also a very, very popular road car as well. Literally hundreds of thousands of these were sold across the world. In fact, I had one very similar to this back in the very early 90s. One of the first cars I had, actually, after Minis, I had one of these, and awesome motor car. Far too much car for me at that age, but you know, it is what it is. It's far too much car for me now, but there we have it. Right, so here we go. Racing is about to begin. Let's get all of the info we need on. No, we don't want that on. We want that on, and we want that on. Right, so let's have it. So it is reverse grid this time, and it's going to be a very, very, very long race. Jay will lead them out. First, of course, we'll do the onboard. Or we won't do a full onboard because it's a really, really long track and there's only 3 laps. Now, they do not need to pit, but I can tell you now, at some point towards the end of lap 2, it's going to get wet. It might stay wet, but it's certainly going to be wetter by the end of lap 3. And already Creed making a move, Jay going incredibly wide into turn 1. And that's Creed and Riley and Groot and Liam all streaming through. Adam streaming through as well. Jay losing so many places. Trying to hold on. Evil Dragon through, dashes through. Jay absolutely tanking down the order into 11th place. We've lost one driver. Who did we lose? I don't know who we lost. it would involve me actually paying attention. Original John in 10th place. He's way back there. Him and SC have got some work to do. Dash dropping down the order there to 7th. So Creed currently leads the way. He's got himself a bit of a gap already. We're still, of course, on the Grand Prix part of the circuit. This is the sort of where you see Formula 1 races and stuff like that done. This is the standard GP track. 1.3 seconds for Creed in that Mercedes-Benz. And it's interesting that actually it's been the Mercedes that has won 2 of the 3 races so far, but the BMWs have kind of dominated the top 10 overall into this final chicane. Now you would normally head up, go out to the right hand side, you don't hear, left into the green hell we go, and he starts off in the lead as we go into the green hell. First off is this all the way around and back on yourself before we head down. You can see the grandstands there in the distance, disappearing off into the forest. It's a beautiful racetrack to look at, just horrible to drive. Horrible to drive. Liam back in second, Riley in third. They're still holding on that top 3. Evil Dragon in 4th. He's holding on to the back of that. Who's that going spinning? That was Original John, taking an interesting line through there. He's back down in 10th. He was starting to make moves through the field. He's back down into 10th. That's a bit of a devastating blow for him, because there is his biggest rival, SC. Little tank slappers going on. Groot putting some pressure on him. Graham putting pressure on Groot. There's a big battle, 3-way, 4-way battle going on there. Currently for 6th place. SC currently running in 6th, as Evil Dragon moving up into 3rd. Into that top 3. Liam up into 2nd. Looking good out in front for those at the moment, just starting to edge away from the rest of the pack. SC now ahead of that battle, hoping to close now on the back of Adam and get involved in that battle for the top 3. Where is Dash? There's Dash in 9th place, taking the grass. Is he going to go sideways? No, he's not, but that allows both Jay and Original John through. He's now down in 11th place. See, if I paid more attention and wrote stuff down, I'd know who was missing, but it's what it is. Is what it is. Right. Is this top 3 under any pressure yet? Well, Riley's there in 4th. The top 2 now. Who was that? I think that was Adam going a little bit. So this is the beauty of the Green Hell. It's such a difficult track to learn that so quickly you're just going to get it wrong somewhere, and all of a sudden everything changes. There's Creed now. It's 1.4 seconds clear. Doing a really good job of keeping that Mercedes-Benz just ahead of the chasing pack. Evil Dragon in 2nd, with Riley just behind him in 3rd. Those still duking it out. BMW fighting it out for 2nd position. Of course, it is about supremacy. Who's gonna win out? Is it going to be Mercedes? Is it going to be BMW? Still battles going on behind. Groot's in 4th. The Original John fought his way back up again into 6th. He is super quick, this boy. Do not count him out of anything. He's got himself up behind SCLD. The sandwich between Groot at the minute is sandwiched between the two of them, and keeping them apart. Now then, boys. Now then, come on, calm down. Groot is at the moment stopping John from putting that pressure on SC, and SC will want to try and make a little bit of a gap before John gets through. This 14-mile circuit has 170 corners. That's 170 times you're getting on the brakes. That's 170 times you're going to have to step the accelerator out of the corner. The longest straight is 1.3 miles. That's longer than some racetracks. It's insane how complex this circuit is and how difficult it can be for the drivers. So there's Groot. They're still separating SC and Original John. SC's now made the move on Riley and got himself up into that top 3. So the battle now, actually, for John is getting that a little bit harder, because the buffer between him and his biggest rival out there on the racetrack today, it just keeps getting harder when he's got more cars to get past. You know, we're talking about a circuit where it's not always that easy to overtake. You know, you're kind of relying on the cars around you to make a little error. It's not a wide racetrack. You know, we're not looking at most corners only have one line going through them. You can't take a little gamble because you know there's wall and grass and gravel either side of you, and it's not too far away. And you know, or stamp on that accelerator a little bit too soon, stamp on that brake a little bit, not in a straight line, and you could easily find yourself in a wall. So Riley has roll the back of that BMW then, absolutely flicking out. That allows Original John through. He's now into that top 5. 1.6 seconds of gap to Groot. He is just under a second behind the front 3 of SC, Creed and Evil Dragon now in the lead. So Evil Dragon starting to pick up the pace, pick up the mantle. At the moment separated by just 1 second for the top 3, 1.4 seconds for the top 4, 2.5 seconds separate the top 5. So it's still all to race for. We're not even at the end of lap 1 yet. Let's do a full rundown from the back. So Jay, order is restored. Jay and Adam deciding that the easiest way to learn the track is just to scrape along the wall all along the outside, and that will show them the way. They're significantly dropping back now. Liam back in 9th place. He's got Dash for a bit of company there. Can he find a way through, or is he just going to follow Dash? So Dash is like, this is the way we go. We're going this way, dude. Graham 5.3 and 4.1 behind Riley, who is behind Creed now as Original John makes his way up into that top 4. There is Creed, who did lead the race at one stage, now down in 5th place. Groot getting it all kinds of wrong. You can't park that there, mate. Absolutely can't park that there. Get it back on the track before Dash comes along and takes that place from you. He's trying to get it up to speed. Here comes Dash. Here comes Liam. And Groot finds himself down in 9th. Look at this battle out in front. SCLD. Evil Dragon. Switcheroo. 3.1 seconds they are ahead of John. They've opened up the gap a little bit. He was 2.5 behind him when he was back in 6th. But these two BMWs absolutely battling out in the lead for supremacy here. But it's not going easy for either of them. Onto this very, very long straight. This is where SC can use that drag racing ability and get his way past Evil Dragon. Evil Dragon tucking straight into the slipstream. Absolutely what you need to do. SC trying to break that toe. He does not want to be giving up anything. Unfortunately, though, there's not. He has managed to just start edging away. Can Evil Dragon start closing again as he picks up the slip? It doesn't look like he's going to. It looks like SC's just found that little bit extra pace. Whether it's something he's done with the settings, it just gives it that little bit extra. But the dirty air playing havoc into the braking zone here. And this is where the pit for the 24-hour circuit is, just there on the on that side. There's a pit entrance there for this particular circuit, which they're probably not going to need, I wouldn't have thought, unless they're planning on putting on some wet tyres when it does get wet later. So SC gets himself in the lead, weathers the storm from Evil Dragon, and has managed to pull away a little bit of a safety net now. Oh, an even bigger safety net as Evil Dragon gets that all kinds of wrong and goes the wrong way. Did he forget which circuit he was on? It may be that he smoked one too many of those Marlboro and he got a little bit lightheaded. Original John, he's the Original John. There are many other Johns since, but he's the original one. He came first. He is doing a phenomenal job in that 190E Mercedes-Benz. He's got himself up finally into that top 3. He had a couple of wobbles along the way, but into the top 3 he goes. He's got 3.9 seconds to make up to catch his rival SC. He'll desperately want to get another win under his belt and make it 3 from 3. SC will want to put essentially losing 2 races behind him. And we've lost Creed has left the room, putting us down to just 10 drivers. But was that a disconnect or a rage quit? You know my feelings on rage quitting, folks. If you're in a daily race and you're getting punted all over the place and you rage quit, it's one thing. If you're racing with your mates, man, stick it out, my friend. Suck it up. It's not nice to rage quit. Although it does mean that someone else moves up in position, particularly unless you're last, of course. We don't often see people rage quitting from first, do you? Let's be brutally honest. SC's starting to find his rhythm now. His rhythm is 3 seconds ahead in that Fina BMW. I say that from Evil Dragon. He didn't last long there because Evil Dragon is now behind Original John. Here he is here, and we can see this move and how John gets this move done. Evil Dragon gets it all kinds of wrong, and Original John says, I'm going to stay on the black stuff, and off I go. Excuse me, up into second position. Simples, as they say in the world of car insurance. And the gap even bigger, 4.4 seconds. Top three now are really starting to pull away from the rest. We've got SC is 4 seconds up the road. Evil Dragon still hanging on to the back of that Mercedes-Benz with Original John in it. With Graham back in fourth, and he's got a massive cushion. He seems to be struggling to keep up with that top three, although it only takes one little mistake and he can find himself easily in there. But 16 seconds back to Liam, who's all on his own on the racetrack. Closest man to him is this guy. It's Dash. He's called Dash because he drives fast. 3 seconds behind Liam. 1.7 back to Groot, with Riley 8 seconds back. 1.7 to Adam, 7.9 to Jay. Creed is he's no longer here because he's room left, and someone else has disappeared as well, leaving us just with 10 of the 12 original starters. So SC still holding on to the lead of this race, 4 seconds clear he is now, which is it's making it hard for everybody really when he's this far clear, because you've got to try and push that little bit harder to close the gap, and this is the sort of track that when you push it can absolutely hurt you, and hurt you bad. But at the moment he's holding on, 4.2 seconds clear. Not too many of those tank slappers though, please mate, or you're going to find yourself in a wall. Has Original John shaken off Evil Dragon? He has a bit, yeah. He's opened up the gap to 2 seconds. So he is on that chase down. He is trying to close that gap to SC. But he's done the most important thing, which was to get Evil Dragon off of his case. Now he's no longer worrying so much about defending. He can focus on pushing that Mercedes-Benz up the road towards the back of SC, who he won't be able to see just yet. We'll have a look on the straight, how close he is when he gets there, and if he can see him. Of course, we've got to keep an eye on the weather, because it could potentially become a wet race, this one. There is a rain scheduled, and we should start seeing it towards the end of lap 2. Certainly in lap 3 it will start to come down. We can already see a change in the air. It's getting misty, it's getting foggy, the visibility is dropping. That's the gap. You can actually see him from his cockpit. There's his cockpit. 2.9 seconds is the gap. That's his target up ahead there. That bright orange car of SC. There he is, or bright red car of SC. If he looks in his mirrors, what does he see? A Mercedes-Benz chasing after me. Can't see him there, you can see him in the mirrors now. So that gap is getting smaller. It's getting to be that this could be a fantastic final lap here at Nordschleife. Midfield, how's the midfield looking? No real change. The gaps are still the same. Everyone's still kind of where they are. I think everyone's found their kind of niche on the racetrack, and that is where they'll stay. I think mistakes are the only thing that's going to make these positions change. No other battles going on the racetrack. Potentially, if Graham can close up 1.8 seconds to Evil Dragon, we could see a little battle going on there. Evil Dragon now he's losing time to Original John every single corner. Original John really starting to ramp up the lap times. We're going to see what the fastest lap is at the end of this lap, of course. It was an 8:45 for John on lap 1. It was an 8:41 for SC. Evil Dragon with 8:42. Graham with an 8:49. 9 minutes for Liam. I think 9 minutes across the board for everybody else. So some 20 seconds difference on lap 1 between these guys. But at the moment, the fastest man on the racetrack is SC with an 8:41.8. 2.9 seconds now that gap has come down to. Just a few more corners before it is pedal to the metal, top gear and flying down that 1.8, I think it's 1.8 miles straight, something like that. Let me have a look in my little stats folder. Where is it? There it is. I've lost it. I think it's 1.8 miles. It's in my folder somewhere, I can't find it. But yeah, I'm sure it's a 1.8 miles straight, but I know it's 170 corners, which is absolutely freaking ridiculous amount of corners for a racetrack. Far too many for a racetrack, in my opinion. But there we have it. So 2.8 seconds is the gap, and here he goes round this bend, and then it is flat out all the way down, essentially to the end of lap 2, which is the penultimate lap, of course. So here we go. This is the view. This is what you can see. That's his target there. 2.8 seconds up the road, and the gap is opening up. So that BMW in a straight line just has the edge over that Mercedes-Benz, and because it's such a long straight as well, Johnny's going to be so frustrated watching that time just tick up and up and up and up and up. It just means he's got more work to do. He's now 6.5 clear of Evil Dragon, hasn't got to worry about a battle from behind, but hey, he's got one lap essentially to close down on the back of SCLD. Why do people have names and just letters like that, man? Mental, isn't it? Interesting fact about this particular quarter here. So a while back, Black Flag did a 24-hour event. It was a 24-hour or 12-hour. There was a 24-hour event here, and I broadcast a number of stints for it, and they had a sort of yellow system in place. So the damage was on heavy. So if you got engine damage, they would do a full course yellow from one sector, depending on the sector. So there'd be a certain amount of sectors would have a yellow on them while that person went in and repaired. There was a driver who had he had a couple of bad laps, and he was losing out significantly to the cars behind. But they had another team who were running in second, who were something like a minute behind the leaders on the final stint. So what this driver did, and he was back in 8th place at the time, he deliberately rammed into the wall to smash his engine to try and call about a full course yellow to allow his the other team in second to close up on the leader. Unfortunately for him, I was watching his car as he did it, and the yellow wasn't called in their benefit, and it cost him. I think they ended up finishing last because of it. Absolutely ridiculous attempt at cheating, I have to say. But don't cheat, folks, you will get caught, and he did. Talking of getting caught, he is not. He's opened up that gap now to 4.3 seconds. He's found the winning formula, finally, after 2 races where he couldn't find a way to beat Original John. SC has finally found that winning formula in this BMW, and I've got to say, if you've got 3 races and you're only going to win one of them, to win the most complicated one at the Green Hell, it's got to be the kind of desire, isn't it? So Original John in second. He has won 2 of the 3 races so far. First out at Red Bull, which he won on the final lap, and then of course again on the final lap at Spa. So 4.3 seconds. That's his target. He has got something like 6 minutes, 6.5 minutes to find 4.4 seconds. But at the moment, I mean, he's gone faster than he has done ever in that particular sector. But even still, SC still is opening up that gap. And it's 4.5 seconds now, so 4.5 seconds in the lead. Original John is 17.3 behind Graham. Still only 1.3 ahead of Evil Dragon. Can he find a 1.3 seconds over these next next 100 corners? Certainly possible. Well, but 338.9 for Graham, 341 for Evil Dragon. So he's going to have to up that pace a little bit if he wants to catch him. He has already cut it down, though, to half a second. Is this about to be a nice little battle, a nice little opportunity to overtake, as we just see that BMW just going a little bit sideways through that particular corner. There is a commentator I know called Jager, and I want to give a big shout out to him because he knows every single corner name here. I mean, every single one, without question. I don't even know any of them. I know there's the Carousel, and there's a couple of others, but I can't remember their names. He knows the name to every single corner here, and it's phenomenal listening to him broadcast any race around here because he's just so knowledgeable about the track. So, SC, I'm going to call him Skid because that's what it looks like. SC, it looks like SC idea. I'm going to call him Skid. So Skid out in the lead, 4.4 seconds clear from the original John. E. Graham. He's under a bit of pressure from the Evil Dragon. He's not as nice as his brother, the Good Dragon, but I'm sure he's very nice. But he's Evil Dragon 99, so there are 98 other Evil Dragons. I wonder if he's the evilest of all of the dragons. 13.2 seconds to Liam at Thurso. St. Dash. He is running 21 seconds behind Liam. He's 21 seconds 21 seconds behind. It's 5.9 ahead of Raleigh, who is he's got, if he can find 6 seconds, he can get himself into the top 6. He's certainly, unless he makes a mistake, I thought he was going to make one then. I can't see Groot 27 seconds back catching him. Jay not last. That's a good thing. Well done, mate. Oh, track reset. Did somebody push the pause button to reset himself then? That's why you turn auto drive off, so they can't do that. 34 seconds to Adam. That's a massive gap. He still didn't catch him, even though Jay went flying off the racetrack. But there we go. Gap has not closed at all, and I think we're in the business end of this track now. And it's supposed to have rained, and it hasn't. The rain. So what's going on with these lobbies? The rain has been set as a weather setting, but it hasn't actually rained yet on 2 of the tracks where rain was supposed to come. Clearly, there's some sort of bug with introducing rain in that way. So I'm wondering whether you have to just have it raining or not raining. Oh, he makes a mistake. Is that mistake enough for John to close the gap? 5.2 seconds, 4.6, 4.4. How quickly is this coming down? Not as quickly as I think original John would like. Big mistake though from SCLD, or Skid as I'm going to call him. He skidded into a wall. So he's under 4 seconds, but John just couldn't capitalise. Clearly wasn't going quick enough to make it work for him. He has just gone purple though, so I suggest you just let off your grip a little bit, and then the colour will return to the correct colour. Right, we are 3 minutes from the end of this race. 2.5 minutes. I'll say 3 minutes by the time everybody else has got home. 3 minutes from the end of this race, and it looks like this. After being the bridesmaid twice in race 1 of race 2, SCLD has finally found some rhythm and some pace, and is leading this race here by 4.4 Great British seconds over the American, the original John, who dominated race 1 and race 2 by stealing the final lap away from SCLD. And he is currently 19 seconds clear of Graham, who's just comfortably pottering away in third. He knows he's not going to make top 2 unless, of course, something drastically goes wrong. But as long as he keeps it clean and keeps it on the racetrack, Evil Dragon's going to have his work cut out to close a gap and take a podium position. 18 seconds back to Liam. They're all really spread out in this midfield. 13 seconds to St. Dash. He's 3.4 ahead of Riley. Minor error from him could be enough to allow Riley into that top 6. 13.7 is the gap to, 35 seconds is the gap from Riley to Groot. Groot to Jay is 10 seconds. Jay's 37 seconds clear of Adam, and he's going to avoid the unwanted accolade of being last in all 3 races. So here we go through the penalty line. That is a brutal place as well to lose the penalty. 5.2 seconds is the gap, and it's opening up as we head towards the end of the lap for these 2 guys. Phenomenal driving all evening from both of these guys. Absolutely dominant. over the rest of the field, have really demonstrated some phenomenal pace. Has SCLD and the original John from the United States of America. Fuck yeah! What I imagine he said after winning race 1 and race 2. Whereas now he's a fuck no! Because he's in second. Right, here we go. Across the line, there's SCLD. He takes the win, well deserved. Original John home in second. So these two have been top 2 all day long. Graham, he's got a couple more corners to go before he come and cross the line. The timer is ticking down, so not everybody's going to get to finish. He will finish. Evil Dragon will. Liam will. Not everyone's going to get to finish. There is Graham across the line in third. Evil Dragon, 26 seconds down the road. Will everyone finish? I think Adam might not make the line before the time. In fact, I'll say with some certainty, well, I don't think Jay will either. But we will see. So here comes Evil Dragon down towards the line, taking some cones with him in that Marlboro BMW. Couldn't make top 3. Back end flicks out. 4th place for him. 5th for Liam. Not too far behind. Did close that gap a little bit towards the end. St. Dash. 17 seconds. He's only got a couple more corners before he comes down and crosses the line. 18 seconds back, of course. Underneath the sheer driving pleasure bridge. And across the line for a top 6 finish for him. Riley, 6.2 seconds back, couldn't close the gap, but has made it. There we go, 7th position for him. He is Groot, but he's not going to make these 3. Groot, Jay and Adam are not going to make the finish line. So technically they haven't finished the race. Wow, 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 wow. And he's on the intermediate tyres, strangely. And it's not even wet, so he was expecting it to rain, and it didn't. Adam's on 4 wets, which is why he's so slow. He was expecting it to rain and it didn't. So these guys, they took a gamble and it went horribly, horribly wrong for them. In all honesty, I think you probably would have been better off standing on the slicks anyway in that scenario. But it is what it is. There we go. We're finished. It's over. Classifieds. Let's do the full classifieds. Pop pickers. There we go. SCLD takes his first win. Finally gets that win he feels he deserved in the M3 over the original John in second. Again, the M3 is dominating that top 8. Graham in third. Evil Dragon in 4th. 5th was Liam. 6th was St. Dash. Riley is in 7th. Groot on the intermediate tyres didn't finish, but he was in 8th. Jay in 9th. Adam in 10th. And Creed rage quit halfway through lap 2 and classified in 11th position. We're done. Thank you so much for joining me. We're back tomorrow for some GT Alphas, for the finale of the GT Alphas GT3 World Championship. Be here or don't be here, it's entirely up to you. But thank you very much for joining me. I've been UrbanPyrate. This has been Black Flag Racing TV, and it's been emotional.